Hi, everyone. Welcome to Vizlib Appy Hour. This is the show where we help you make your data talk. I'm joined with Mehrshad today. Hi, Mehrshad. This is our in-house designer, and he's going to help me make my dashboard better, basically. But it is Appy Hour, and let's get started by asking you what you are drinking today.
Hello, Jane. Yeah, so today I'm drinking Brixton beer because I know it's like a tradition that people drink beer. And I was going to bring one of the Vizlib beers, but I don't have them at home. So I have Brixton beer, which is made in London. It's not a product placement. I just really like this beer.
Okay, but if you want to sponsor us, let us know. We'd be happy to be sponsored. And I've got beer too. Since you're drinking beer, I'll drink it too. It's a Grimbergen. Oh no. Yep, there it is. Grimbergen. I don't know where it's from. Like France, I think. But yeah, it's pretty good. Again, not sponsored. If you want to sponsor us, let us know. And we have a great show today. You're going to help us make my dashboard better. But unlike the other dashboarding or designing shows where it's a terrible dashboard, I kind of tried on this one. But I really want to hear your thoughts on how to improve it and kind of, give us your thought process when you're designing and help teach the audience also how to design and your way of thinking, and maybe it'll just help them in the long run. And before we get started, I have a few announcements to make. So first, Vizlab is open. And what is Vizlab? So Vizlab is a certification platform. It was created by Cody, who you might seen in some of our videos, and it's a way to get certified with with Vizlib and soon to be Astrado. And there's a lot of great learning material on here, and you should check it out. It's learning.vizlib.com, and it's very easy to get to. Here's the banner. And next, we have the Legend. So for 2022 to 2023, our enrollment for the Legends program is now open. And Mehrshad, I did not know this, but enrollment in the UK is spelled with one L. Is that true? That seems like a lie to me.
Yeah, that's the correct way of doing it. So
I remember seeing this and I was like, oh, it's an error. Turns out it's not. It's the way they spell it in the UK. I had no idea. And also program is program with an M and an E at the end. Had no idea. But the enrollment is now open. There's a ton of perks like events and a community that you can talk to, not only about Vizlib, but just data in general, but also, career questions, anything. We're happy to help. You get cool merch and also meetings with product managers, so you can hear our roadmap before anyone else, and also kind of give your opinion on the roadmap and help us plan. We'd love your opinion. As we say at Vizlib, a lot of what we do is totally based on the customer and feedback that we get. So your feedback is very valuable to us. So yes, come and apply. If you just Google Vizlib Legends, or you go to home.vizlib.com/legends. It's really easy to get to. And the enrollment closes on March 14th, which is also Pi Day. And for my final announcement, it also has to do with Pi Day. It's the Onyx DNA Data Challenge. And we're going to be doing something Pi related, and Emily, Cody, and Joe, who are also on the Industry Solutions team, whom you might have seen in some past episodes, they are going to be the judges of this. So yes, please join, submit your awesome dashboards that have to do with Pi. The data is given to you, and yeah, we'd love to see what you guys have. There is a special little prize for if you use Astrado. So if anyone wants to use Astrado, now's your chance to really go and try. Awesome. Hi, Graham. We have some people saying hi, and we have Chen saying hi. Hi, everybody. Cool. Okay. Those are our 3 announcements, and let's go ahead and get started with the dashboard. Okay. Are you ready to see what I have in store for you? I kind of tried on this one. This is not like super horrendous. If you ask anyone else, it was neon, crazy colors. This one, put some thought into it. Ta-da! Let me get rid of this filter. So I've got basically select a game. This is a board game related app, and it has a lot of random information about board games. As soon as you see this, do you have any questions, or like what's your thought as soon as you see this?
Yeah, I think it's very kind of matrixy. So I kind of imagine this is more like video game related than board game related. But
Okay.
I'm not sure where to look at. That's the first thing.
Okay.
But can you explain a bit more and tell me what can you do with this?
Yeah. So what I'm thinking of this board game being used for is kind of helping me select a board game. So maybe I like to play board games. I do it every week, and every week I want to play a different board game with like some friends or some random people that also like board games. Things that matter to me are the rating, kind of like how many players are required, the weight of the game, like the physical weight, because depending on where I go, I don't want to carry something very heavy, and and like the playtime. So I've got a bunch of random things on here to help me select a board game. But I don't have, too many filters. Those can always be added, and if there's more KPIs that are needed, we can always add those in.
Okay. And what does the panel on the left do when it says select the game? How do you interact with that?
Oh, that's great. So on this one, you can either select one of these dots in the scatter plot, which is one game. So if I do that, so let's select this one. What happens is it will give you the name, the description, and also a picture of what the board game looks like. But you can also do it from here, the filter, and you can select a random name like Moscow to Paris.
Okay. That makes sense. I mean, that was the first thing I saw, and I imagine you could interact with it and just like click on it because it's on the left side. But I imagine you have to first go ahead and find the board game, then click it, and then it displays it there, right?
Click on it, displays. Yes, that's correct.
Okay, cool. Do you want to use it quickly and speak out loud and tell me how you can find your favorite board game using this?
Oh, that's a great idea. So as soon as you said that, now I want to show what this is because I can't really see it fully. Okay, select an age. So maybe I want to say that my age is 0 to 6. Let's pretend we're going to play with some, maybe my little baby cousin. So age appropriate game and not too many players, 10. Something lightweight in case she wants to carry it around. So we'll go these two. And I'll just slowly, I want something that's good rated and also maybe not too long because kids, they don't have the highest attention span. So I might go here. Okay. A game about wee whimsical creatures and trying to identify them after someone makes noise.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of get how it works. Is there a reason that like, because I imagine the weight of the game that can also be like a selector that you would be able to kind of set that from the beginning, rather than like showing you all the different bars with different weights of the different games, maybe.
Okay. So have this be a
Filter that
selector.
as well. Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay.
so that may be one thing.
Would it be helpful to see all of the different options? All of the different dimensions and measures?
Yeah, potentially. I mean, is it helpful though? I mean, I'm just trying to understand, like from the user point of view, is it really useful for them to see all those information, or do you want to allow them to kind of like drill down and one by one get like narrow things down until they have 3 or 4 options to choose from? Like, how do you want the user to actually use this?
Okay, that's a good one. I think either one would be okay. Maybe if you drill down, people might not. It might be more difficult for them to drill down because if they want to go fast, pick a board game really fast, maybe all of the information should just be displayed immediately rather than drilling down.
Okay, so then you're kind of changing the use case, right? So you want to also make sure they can pick it fast as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then you want to display some information that they can quickly choose from, but at the same time, you don't want information overload. So you don't want to be too many options. So only a few relevant options. Okay. I think when you're doing that, then it's come down to the information architecture, and you're thinking about like which one of the filters you want them to interact with first, right?
Okay.
So then I would try to. Okay, so which one of the filters do you think they would need to interact with first?
I'm guessing maybe the first one will be the age range.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I'm not sure why though. I just put that first, kind of arbitrarily, but I had no reason for it.
Okay. So do you think we can start by maybe kind of creating a control panel, right, on the left side? So when it says select the game, right? Let's put a control panel there, and then move all the filters based on like the importance there. So they would be able to kind of interact with that one by one.
Okay, yes, that's a good one. So start with, so have all of the filters on this side and then have the KPI on the other side because you're more likely to interact with the left side first.
Yeah. So you kind of come in and then, yeah, I think so. Yeah. Top left.
Something like this.
Yeah, that's good. I think we don't have to worry too much about the UI at the moment. So let's get the skeleton right, and then.
Okay. We'll just pop that over, and then this can come over, and we'll move that there. Since I am using the bar chart as kind of like a filter, should I pop this on this side as well? There's a lot of chatting going on. We have Joe asking what our favorite board game is. Do you have a favorite board game?
Oh God, you know what? Yesterday I was playing board games, and we played Bank, and it's really good. So I was playing with Eric Park. Shout out Eric Park. So yeah, and it's an amazing board game. I mean, so basically the idea is that you either an outlaw or a sheriff or a deputy, and then you have to hide your personality and kill the sheriff. Or
Okay, it's like werewolf.
a little bit. It's a little bit like that. Yeah. But it's really fun, and it's really good because you have to bluff, and it's fun to kill the sheriff. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been getting into this game called Codenames. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No, I actually haven't.
Oh my gosh, Codenames is great. So basically you have like a grid and you have to say you get to say one word and then a number, and you're basically trying to get the person, your partner, to guess as many words that are related to this game. And I think like the more inside jokes you have, or the more you know the person, the more like niche your clues can get. And yeah, it's really, really fun, and you can play online. It's great.
Oh, a board game that you can play online. I like that. Yeah, that sounds cool.
But you need minimum 4 players, so that's the bad thing about it.
Oh, okay. I think my favorite online game is Among Us right now because that game is so good.
Oh, okay, we played at Vizlib for a little bit. It was pretty fun. But then you start to like look at everyone and you start to kind of guess. You're like, have I seen that face before?
Cool. Any other questions or?
No, we can get started.
Cool.
People are loving code names though.
I'm still not sure where the game weight, like you're using tables. I'm sorry, you're using bar charts. I'm just wondering.
Oh, I'm honestly just using this one because I found a cool way to bucket everything, and I thought it was just a cool set analysis. So I wanted to do it. Other than that, there's no real rhyme or reason.
Okay, I think we can try to style that later to make sure like it's in the same kind of control as the rest of them, so they have to interact with this first. But yeah, okay. And where do you think the KPI should sit?
Well, I thought here was a good place, but now that you tell me that people are more likely to use that, maybe on the other side?
Why would you think you should sit on the other side?
Just because maybe people are less likely to click on it because the KPI is not so much a clickable thing.
Okay, so maybe it's like bottom right, I don't know, or like top right. And maybe slightly smaller, I imagine.
Okay. So, you mean so move this somewhere else for now, and I'll pop this maybe over here. And I've also got this, which is a lot of different fields. So I just want you to know what all the fields are. So there's comments, there's like how many expansions there are, and there's the image path, the implementations, whether or not it's a family game, playtime, and how many people own it, want it, and wish for it, and the language ease. So I think how good you have to be at the language to play the game.
Okay, that makes sense. Is there any way for the user to basically first select one game quickly using the controls, and then if
Um,
you want to learn more about it and learn these stuff, then they can click into it and see those information?
yes, so with the scatter plot, this one is used to mainly click into. So if we can have people just click straight into this. And there's also this filter that people can click straight into and choose one game.
Okay, and they would be able to see more information, right? Yeah.
That is correct.
Cool. And the information about the game. So, shall we keep that on the right and make it a bit bigger?
Yes, is it this or this?
This on top right. Yeah.
Top right. Okay. Keep it on the right, make it bigger.
Keep it on the right. Maybe make it also full size, like a full height. Or keep it on the right. Maybe. Yeah.
Whoop.
Whoa.
Exit out of this. Okay, good.
So, see, now the call to action is slightly, is like select the game. So it makes me feel like I actually have to select the game as a user. And it makes me feel like I have to click here. So maybe we can change that to select the game using the filter to display it here. Or I don't know, or maybe should have some kind of other placeholder. What do you think?
No, that makes sense. If people see select a game, they'll want to click in that box. We can do select a game via filter and graphs.
Yeah. Or I'm just thinking, like, is there any nicer way of doing it? Like, is there any placeholder that we can have? Maybe like an image that is like, let's for now just write select a game for it to be displayed here using filters. I mean, you can word it better, but something like that.
Okay. If anyone has any ideas in the audience, let us know what we can use as a placeholder.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Maybe make it a bit smaller.
Okay.
And center it. I told you I'm not going to deal with the UI now, but I am. So I'm going to stop thinking about the UI. Okay. So maybe even slightly make it a bit more narrow, like the entire section.
It's more narrow?
Yeah, I mean like the entire section, not just the text, but like the entire.
Oh, the entire box. Okay.
Okay,
Gotcha.
so I think now it's good because now on the left side we kind of have all of our controls. On the right side we have the result that you get, right? So it's basically now it's direction to the page, and now in the middle that is kind of like your nice real estate to show any information that I think is relevant for the users, right?
Yes, I think, yeah. This is
That
got a
makes
good
sense.
flow to it.
Yeah, I mean, you can do it like top to bottom, or you can do it left to right, just like, as long as you have a good flow to your page. I just think like here it made more sense to do it like left to right. So how shall we now kind of organize that information in the middle, like the KPIs and the rating?
Since I think rating is so important, maybe we can put this big in front and center.
Let's do that. Yeah, let's do it massive.
Okay. Awesome. When you start designing, what's the first thing you ask yourself?
I mean, I always start with a use case and then thinking about like what the user really need to do here. And and if there are multiple things that a user need to do here, right? And then how you would be able to make a page easy for the user to do like 5 or 6 things here. And yeah, I think that's the first thing you ask yourself. Obviously, in the back of your brain, there's this nagging voice that make the logo bigger, make it look nice, make it pop. But yeah. Cool. Do you think it would be all right if you put the KPI in the same column as selected game via filter, like in the same column as the results?
Oh, like up here.
Yeah, but slightly smaller, maybe.
Something like that.
Something like that. We can play around with it later.
Okay.
Do you think there are any other information, any other kind of like charts or information that we can show in the middle that would be useful to make a decision?
Well, maybe we can do language ease.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think language ease could be useful. Maybe we could do a chart for that one.
Yeah, maybe we could do a chart for it. Yeah. I'm just thinking like, it'd be so cool. Like when you're interacting with the filters, like the things that are being displayed in the middle would change. So if you kind of like choose the age group between like 4 and like 8, the language ease would be displayed here. But if you select the age group between like 15 and 30, something else would be displayed. But never mind. I mean, language ease should be okay for now.
Okay. I'll do a bar chart for now, and if anyone wants to do anything else, let me know. So we'll start with this bar chart. And I always want to bucket it. So I will do this. And the measure can be maybe a count of how many games are in each bucket.
Yeah. Thanks.
Oh, sorry, that's weight. That is incorrect. So it's name, get the count. Perfect. Okay, so this is done, and then now I just want buckets and language ease. So what I'm doing is I'm making a bucket, and I'm basically saying class them into different sections of 1. So it's going to be like 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. And for this one, for the measure, what I have done is I'm basically telling it to read my slider. So for my slider, I've created variables, and I'm basically saying if a variable is greater than this or less than that, then show. So I'm using, so this allows me to be able to use the slider. And I think since the language ease, there's so many language eases, I might change it to like maybe buckets of 100? Does that help? Yeah, a bit. And I'll not include nulls. So, how does this look?
Yeah, that looks really good. I mean, yeah. Name, language, youth trend, rating and playtime. Yeah. Cool. Okay, I'm starting to really like this now. What do you think? Is it looking better so far?
I think so. I think it makes more sense. The flow makes more sense.
Okay. Can we do some UI now, just to use some visual clues to make it a bit more like, so you know what direction you're going to? Is that okay?
Yes, of course.
Okay. And we can get back to the UX again. But so is there any way to kind of like group all the items on the left and have a white background for all of them?
Group them.
Yeah, and then maybe like, so get, so have like a, or maybe have a box on the back of it and then put all of them in the same like container and have a white backgrounds for them.
Okay. Let me see if I can do a container box for them. And let me add this to the master item. And filter name. Okay, I'm not going to get rid of these just yet. I'll put in a container. So I'll try this, and the master item will be slider plus the slider plus the filter, and one more. Add an item will be this bar chart. There's not enough space, I think. Twilight Imperium. Eric Park, he has made a feature on there. Eric Park says he likes Twilight Imperium. That's his favorite board game. I've never played it, or have I? I've never heard of it either.
Who's Eric Park? I never heard of him either.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably a board game hater.
Yeah. We don't know Eric.
Yeah. Sorry, Eric. Okay, so I've got this, and let me change the appearance. I don't know if I can get the bar chart in there. For some reason, it's not showing up. It might be because it's too big.
I mean, we can kind of hack it, so you don't have to keep it in there. We can kind of just give it a white background and make it look like it's a part of the same thing.
Okay. That one's going to be a little bit difficult to do.
Yeah. Okay, then you have to get it in there then. So I'll let you figure it out.
Tabs. Okay, let me try my hardest. If I can do. What if I do something like this? So it kind of gives everything a box around it.
Yeah, I mean, let's try that. So let's get rid of those 3 items on the top. So select the range, the duplicate, right? So we already have them. And then this, okay.
And let me get rid of the title.
We actually want to give it a title, so but we're going to call it something else.
Container. Wait, I think. Not showing up. Okay, it's in somewhere else. So grid, and we got 4. I don't know why it's not showing up. If anyone in the audience knows what is going on, please let us know. Okay, so we've got 4 predefined. So these are all predefined layouts that we have here. And we can get rid of this. And we maybe don't want the title. And for the tabs, we can get rid of that for now.
Is there a way to get the filters stacked rather than having them side by side?
These two to be stacked. Yes. Okay, let me take a look at this. Right now, so with the way the grid is, which I believe it will be changed in the future, there'll be more options. I don't believe now there is one.
Can we maybe remove like the H one and then put it underneath the select the name filter one, and then by doing that, it might stack them, like change the order of it.
No, I don't believe so. What we could do is maybe delete the name and then add in a bar chart here. let me keep thinking about what we could do, and if anyone has ideas in the audience, let us know. I'm thinking this container box might be a good idea. So you've got this, and then okay, no, these are just tabs. What we could do is add a Kpi Designer in here. Let me try this. Kpi Designer is always my favorite thing. Kpi Designer, and we'll link a master item. So if anyone's interested in how to use Kpi Designers, me and Joe, we did a full video on it. And also we did a full video not only on the designer, but also just Viz tips, which is not an extension of the Kpi designer, but it kind of, they go hand in hand because you use the Kpi designer to make Viz tips. So if anyone wants to check that out, Graham actually wrote a really good article about it, and it's the top 5 favorite Appy hours that we've done, and it is on that list. So if anyone wants to check that out, just look up Vizlib top 5 favorite Appy hours, and you will find it easily. But okay, so
this video there soon as well.
Sorry?
So you're probably going to find this video there too. So
yeah, it's gonna top 6. We're changing it to top 6 after this. Okay, how does this look? So Kpi Designer, adding these in here. I might get rid of the title for now, and let's chuck in that filter. And finally, let's check in the bar chart. Okay.
Oh wow, we done it. I mean, you did it, and I stayed here and watched.
So I can delete this up here because we don't need that. Yes, Kpi Designer, still one of my favorites. My trusty Kpi Designer. Okay. So now it's kind of contained. Is it too much, or do you think it's good?
No, it's great. I would just change the color of it. So I would just kind of make the background of everything on the left white, and then change the text to, yeah.
Okay, to change the background, let's see if we can. Something, it's like the purple, but like a different purple.
See, the contrast, that's not accessible. I'm thinking if you're changing the background to something light, then we're gonna need the text to be, because you have to think about accessibility, right? And you want it to be at least like AA, and that's too little contrast.
Do you want it?
So I would make the text like much darker, and I would maybe go for the dark background. So white, like a white background, if that's okay. Just for now, let's go for it. Just normal
white background, and then change the text. I don't believe I can change the text individually right now.
Okay. Well,
The way I wrote the CSS was for everything.
okay.
What if we do like this purple, but a little bit lighter?
Okay, just make it yeah, just dark color. Get rid of the borders around them, maybe the pink border.
Oh, around all of them?
Yeah.
Ooh, I can't. I put borders on every single thing.
Okay.
This is my CSS abilities. If anyone knows how to do it individually, please let me know.
Okay.
Me, I've done it just for all of them.
Okay, let's just focus on your text size then. Let's align everything together. I mean, that color is nice. I think that's a very nice, great looking color.
Okay.
Um,
And Mehrshad, now that we have you on, we have a very important question to ask you. Do you think that the Vizlib logo is a purple or a blue?
what logo? It's white. Can't you see it?
Okay.
Yeah, always been white.
Oh my gosh. What a silly debate we've been having for the past months.
God, I have no idea why we've been having that debate. It's clearly green.
It's clearly green. I've always said it's purple. People have been telling me I'm crazy, but I know it's purple.
Yeah, I mean, that is a kind of a purplish green, you know? Yeah. So can we make the text bigger there for the filter?
For the filter, I believe so. Let me go into it. So since it's a master item, we have to change it in the master item. So I'm just going to open up that and let me try to make some changes. What color? What's the color of the V in the white box? I would say it's an eggplant purple.
The V in the V. I don't see a V in the white box.
It's up here. This one, I think.
Oh, that's black.
Yeah, that is black. I thought it was this kind of a color. So, okay, let's change this. Change the title. General, show title. Detail. Can I change the... This is a great question. I don't know if I can. Anyone in the audience, do you guys know if there's a way to change the font size of here? I don't think so, unless I write some CSS for it. But I don't believe there's an easy way to do so. What I can do is try to create a filter. Or because it's select a game, and you can do the selections in here. Should I have them just go straight into here to select?
I mean, it would be good to have it there. I mean, I do see right now that there are a lot of kind of limitations in the sense of, like, you know, when you're trying to get the UI right at some points. But I think we can change that, right?
Yeah, with CSS.
Well, let's keep that there as well for now.
Okay.
So, yeah. Okay. We can get back to this later. We can get rid of that on the top as well. Okay, let's give that box a title now. So give it a call to action and probably call it something like, what call to action do you think we should give to this?
Like, I can maybe say like, help Jane pick a game, or...
Yeah, think about something a bit like cool, you know, because it's board games, right? To make it a bit board gamey like.
Narrow down your game. Narrow down your favorite game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. To say, or like first move, start here, you know, something like that.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. First move.
Start here, but you know, I mean, think about it like how you want it to be, but think about like the audience, right? Because the audience like board games, probably that's the lingo, and try to go by the lingo, and you know, kind of use the language and the phrases. But yeah, I mean, that sounds good for now. But that is the idea. Cool. And then you have the. No, let's look at the right section before we. Can we make the background of those filters, those name languages and rating and playtime white? Can that be white?
Yes. You want this to be white. That's totally possible.
Because I was going to originally keep that purple. Oh, not that one. The one in the middle.
This one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me see. I'm going to go back. And this one, I believe it's under presentation. I believe you can make this chart, but not the outside. Is that okay?
Inside. I mean, what I'm really trying to do is just to give you some, to explain. I'm trying to break your page and kind of have dark, light, dark. So, or light, dark, light. So those two items in the middle, if the background of that could be white, or if you want to have a new section and make the background behind that a container and make that white, we're just breaking up the page.
Okay. Let me see if I can do that. Would it be better to have the charts be different colors and like have the charts go black or like dark, light, dark?
Yeah, light, just any light color. But yeah.
Okay. Do you want the bars itself or do you want everything?
Everything on the background. So the bars can be any colors you want them to be.
Okay.
Just the background.
Ooh, I don't know if that's possible on this bar chart. We used to have this feature, but I think it was not so good, so we removed it.
How about if you make the page background white? Like the entire page background white. What's gonna happen?
Oh, it will just all be white. You want the whole thing to be white.
Let's try it.
And CSS. So I put it into a variable and then changing the variable.
Okay.
Background. Right now it's this color, which I shall save in case we want to revert back. And change this to and apply. Close.
Okay. Cool. Can we now make those two right boxes to the purple color that you suggested? So there's two boxes that you have on the right.
You want these to be okay. The two right here to be a dark purple. Yes. So appearance and background color. Let's get that.
Okay. I think even now that we're doing this, that gray box that we have on the left, we can't even have that one, the purple color too.
Oh, okay. Change this purple, no problem. But the title color will be different. So let me see if I can change all the title colors. Chart title, I'll change it to this color. Okay, something like this.
Can you change the title background color rather than a title color?
Just the background, no.
Okay, that's fine. Oh God, look at all of our titles. Now you cannot even read anything on the purple.
Oh, I didn't have titles there to begin with.
But so what are your filters now? Can you read anything in your filters? The left?
On here, no, I cannot. Okay, good catch. Let me add to that. And select an age range. Let's make some edits. Let me change the, where's its title? Global styling. What did I call it again? Title color. I have to like dig through things. Bar color, border color, color, text color. Interesting how this one is that purple. I don't know how I even changed it, to be honest.
I think you just changed it right now when you change all the title colors.
Yeah, that is true.
So yeah, you just kind of like have to change all the global title colors back to white, and then maybe have that title first move start here, drop that inside your KPI editor.
Oh, I'll just add that in my KPI editor. Okay.
And then make all of the all the title colors into the white.
Okay.
Maybe that would fix it.
I think that's smart. And I will do that. So changing it back to this color. And done. Close. We'll get rid of this. And then we can change the title here. And we will add in another KPI. And everyone knows this is live because you're just watching me change things around. So sorry, guys.
This is live?
What?
What? Okay, no, yeah. This is live.
Text will be step 1. Pick a game. Start here. Start here, step 1. Step 1. And let's get the color to be this, and let me show you something magical. If we change it to Comic Sans, it will change to another font because I'll publish this app, and in the CSS, our friendly CSS expert Pierce, who was on the Gantt episode, he actually wrote in this really cool code where it says, if Comic Sans, change to Conforta. So now I just pick Comic Sans for everything, and Conforta will show. Pretty cool.
What's wrong with Comic Sans?
I had Comic Sans at first, and I thought it was kind of fun and playful, but it was vetoed. No one liked it.
Oh gosh, Pierce.
I know. Do you like Comic Sans? I feel like it gets
Comic Sans.
It gets too much hate. Do you feel?
I don't know. I just feel like let's just make it different rule. If any font change Comic Sans, right? Let's write that logic into the code.
Yes. If any font changed to Comic Sans, exactly.
Yeah, and then we are happy, right? Mm-hmm. But okay, I feel like that looks better already, kind of. But you don't know what I like about it. Like, see, I look at your kind of like range pickers, and it's kind of gamified. You have the picture of a character, and I'm thinking, can we gamify this entire page and make it step 1, step 2, step 3, give them big title, and make sure people go through this? I don't know, maybe. And
okay.
But we can do that later. I don't know how much time we have left.
About 10 minutes.
Okay, cool. See, we have 10 minutes. So instead of me kind of continuing with this, I'm just going to try to wrap up what I was trying to do here. Yes. So really what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to think about your user and think about the action that they're trying to do within your site and thinking about guiding them through your page. So usually as like visual designers and UX designers, we do it through like 2 different methods. So the UI UX, we really try to understand what they're trying to do, what journey they want to try to take. We kind of communicate very closely with the PMs and trying to understand all the possible use cases for any page. And then as the UI part, we're trying to then kind of convert all of those kind of like, the road map or whatever, and the journey that the user want to have within this page, and make
Mhm.
sure we do that possible with visual cues. And one of the visual cues I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to kind of change the color of each different section. So I first place all of the items in the right places. That is easy to go from 1, 2, 3. So your eyes kind of moves from left to the right of the page. And then I'm going to try to change the color to break them out. So it's easier to actually see the difference between each one of these sections. And at
Mhm.
the end, you would be able to kind of like give a number or change the like a gradient of the color to make sure that the user would look at one place first, then they look in the second place, and then they look in the third place, and they do it the way you want them to do it, right? So that's how it's intended for the user to interact.
Gotcha. Okay, that's great advice. So using visual cues to help guide an audience. What would you say that like people's eyes are drawn to first? Are there rules? Do you have your own specific rules?
Yeah, I think so. We used to use a lot of like Hotjar and full stories. So basically, that tracks eye movement of the users.
Mhm.
I think in the past, and one thing we notice a lot is a lot of users start looking at the pages from top left to bottom right. So that's like a very common rule, right?
Mhm.
And then the bright color obviously get the attention first. So you have bright colors. But in order for the bright colors to work, first you want to kind of gray out the background, right?
Mhm.
So right now, I basically, and that's how you focus, right? So you kind of put 1 or 2 big bright colors to instantly grab the attention. So those are 2 good tricks. Top left, bright colors. And obviously it's different, right? So if you think about like in Arabic countries, they're right
Mhm.
from right to left instead of left to right.
Mhm.
So they would usually look on the top right of the screen instead. So,
Ah, okay.
so that's a difference, right? So in different countries, depending on which side to right, they would look at different side of the screen. But it's like
Gotcha.
a book, right? Because imagine like how does somebody read a book, and literally that's the kind of same experience for a page.
Mhm. Okay, that
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. What are some visual cues that you think are great other than colors? To kind of guide someone's eyes if you're not going with like the normal flow of things.
So we have this thing called a material design. So that's a
Mhm.
Google concept. And usually they're using like animation and small movements or what we call them micro interactions, right? So you have something that slightly moves or wiggles or comes into the screen or slide into a screen. So really using those micro interactions or small animations, you would kind of grab their attention really instantly. So we didn't work on any animation here, and I don't know to what extent we can use animation, but really kind of bringing that in and being able to kind of move stuff around,
Mhm.
that's again is a really cool cue. Another thing is the font size. So obviously users always look at the bigger font and go smaller, smaller, smaller titles. So again, that's why I was saying let's make that font on the right smaller because that's one thing that they want us to look last. And there is one really cool graphic design that is basically different font sizes in a page, and
Mhm.
they kind of write like you first looked here, then you looked here, then you looked here. So basically, somebody designed this graphic image. I'm gonna post. I'm gonna put a screenshot here, but it's really cool because like based on the font size, you will look at different places in the screen. But yeah.
Okay, so they go from big to small.
Not always. I mean, that's the magic of it, right? Because if you place
Ah.
something small in a specific place of the page, but again, that comes down to like a graphic design aspect, right? Or like a magazine kind of design.
Mhm.
But but again, you can use the same logic in a web page. It's just that you have more tools like animation, micro animation, interactions to kind of even like make it better.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. And another question: when it comes to like writing words, at what point do you think it kind of crowds the page, and when do you think it is necessary?
It's all about the users, right? So think
Okay.
about it. Like if you look at, it's about who your user is and how do you want
Mhm.
to communicate with them. So I was listening to this podcast, and I think it's about like different road signs in Japan, and basically they said stuff like, "Thank you so much. We are very happy that you use this." And in the UK, it's just um, like mind the gap, right? But in Japan,
Mhm.
it's be very careful, please, when you're boarding. Thank you for your patience, right? So it again comes down to your user and how you want to communicate with them. And if you're designing a dashboard, for example, for a person maybe older age, you want to be empathetic, you want to be respectful. Where you're designing for somebody who has a very short attention span, Gen Z, you want to be very snappy, right? You want to be like, look here, there. So it's really about the audience.
Okay. Okay. Wow. These are all really great ideas. So just to summarize, use visual cues to guide your audience. And how can you do that? With the way things are laid out, through colors, font sizes, maybe some text sometimes, and like the weight that you give things. And what about borders? Do you always recommend having borders on things so you can group things
I
together?
hate borders, personal friends. And I think once you're very confident and comfortable with spacing, using spacing instead of border and using empty spaces is like that minimal design that allows a lot of breathing room. So it doesn't look like it's too much information in your page, even when it's too much information in your page. So it's actually not using border allows you to kind of maximize the space of your real estate and show what you want to show.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, now graphic design is all about like minimalization, but I remember seeing that interior design went to minimalization and like minimalism, and now it's kind of going into like maximalism. Do you believe that graphic design will go into maximalism instead of interior, kind of following interior designs?
I think as you're fighting for people's attention, and as you have people who have short attention span, you want to throw so much at them, and that's what we'll go to maximalization, right? Because like you have TikTok and you have 100 things that come in your face at the same time, and then you get like Nike pages that they throw so many things on a page because they want to grab your attention as quickly as possible. But if you're designing something for professional use and you want people to stay focused and come and keep using it, you obviously make it minimal and just show the most necessary stuff. But if you're doing a loud advertising campaign, then maximize it, make it loud, throw everything in there. But again.
Okay. Wow. This is awesome. Thank you for all of this great advice and everything when it comes to knowing your audience. And do you have any questions when you try to get to know your audience, and how do you get to know your audience?
Yeah, I mean, you basically, if you have a luxury of going out there and speaking to the people, that's amazing. But sometimes when you don't have that luxury, you try to basically look at the information that are available for that user group, or you basically try to create personas, right? So obviously you don't know who that, like you would not be able to kind of collect the data for that specific person, but you can think about a persona and a specific data for that persona is available. So based on that, you would be able to make hypothesis of who that person is and what they want. But then you can confirm them by only speaking from certain people from that group, right? But yeah, so it's really fun. We should have a workshop and have somebody here and just ask them tons of questions and create something based on what they want.
And creating a persona. That's actually a great idea. An audience, if anyone wants to watch us kind of like talk through how to create a persona and the steps required, let us know. I think that would be a really informal Appy Hour. And with that said, we're running out of time. Thank you so much, Mehrshad, for coming on, helping me with this dashboard and just kind of giving me like things to think about when designing dashboards. Because now that I'm thinking about it, when I started, it was very flat and there's no structure to it. And now I'm getting some structure to it. So yes, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks for having me. Cheers. I hope you're gonna have some really good like music to kind of walk me out. I don't know, at the end of the podcast.
No, we actually don't have any music at the end of the podcast.
Okay.
But Joe and Josh, they made our intro, so maybe we'll ask them to create a song for us to
Thank you guys.
walk us
It's
out.
about time. So
Yes, it's about time. Yeah. But cheers. We always cheers.
Cheers.
Yes. And then where's your beer? It's gone?
It's here. I just kind of put my beer into my cup. So
into your mug. Okay. Beer mug.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah. Okay, awesome. And thank you everybody for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye.